Hey guys, it's Rob here, and today we're looking at the history of Chuck E. Cheese's in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm surprised these locations haven't been covered in a history video like this before, because one of the locations has some interesting features that not many other locations had. I've gathered information and pictures from multiple different sources, which I will be linking in the description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I'll also be covering another interesting Chuck E. Cheese location in Alabama in the next video. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump into the history of Chuck E. Cheese's in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I've seen others who do these types of videos start with the history of the area they're covering, but instead, I'd rather just give some basic information for those who are unaware. Charlotte was first settled in 1755 by Scots-Irish Presbyterians and was named after Queen Charlotte of Great Britain and Ireland. Today, it is the most populous city in North Carolina, with 874,579 residents as of 2020. The first Chuck E. Cheese in Charlotte was the Independence Road location, which opened on March 30th, 1982. It was the second to last Chuck E. Cheese to open in North Carolina. I was unable to find any photos of this location, however, I know that it opened with a balcony stage that most other Chuck E. Cheese locations had at the time. They either opened with Harmony Howlett or Madame Oink, though I couldn't find any info on which one was there for sure. What I do know is that they got Helen later on, which stayed at the location until the location closed in October of 1984. Although no reason for the closure was given, it's likely the reason was due to the bankruptcy Chuck E. Cheese was going through at the time, and this location just happened to be one that got closed as a result. The animatronics were auctioned off, though their current whereabouts are unknown. The building was reoccupied by an unknown tenant and was demolished for highway expansion in 2002, which is what the area still is today. My source also says that the Jasper Cyberamic from that location is owned by a private collector, but it doesn't say who. Many of you happen to know who owns it now. I'd love to see what it looks like today, so leave a comment if you happen to know who owns it. The Pineville Matthews Road location in the Carmel Commons Shopping Center opened in October of 1982 as the second Showbiz Pizza in the Carolinas and the first in North Carolina. There's actually an advertisement for the location that gives some interesting details on the opening of it. There were things like the first 25 parties to register get a free Billy Bob t-shirt for every birthday party member, but there were even autograph signings from certain sports teams in Charlotte, such as the Carolina Lightning's Dave Power, the Charlotte Storm's Ellsworth Turner, and the Charlotte O's slugger Matt Tyner. I'm not sure how notable these people are, but it's still interesting nonetheless that there was an autograph signing for these people. Also, I'm not sure if this is unique, but the Rock-afire Explosion also performed the Beatles and Elvis during the opening of the place. This location was originally a franchise location under the Adventure Restaurant Corporation, which also owned other Showbiz Pizza Place locations at the time. It had a typical layout for the Showbiz Pizza Place chain, and photos even show that this was one of the multiple locations to receive an Uncle Clunk, likely between 1983 and 84. They also had the Santa Claus retrofit, which can be seen from the photo documentation available. There's also a photo of what looks like a meet and greet Santa Claus, which I had no idea Showbiz Pizza Place locations actually had. In this group of photos, we can also see that they had the usual Billy Bob walk-around costume, but also Beach Bear, Mitzi, and even Looney Bird walk-arounds. I didn't even know Looney Bird had a walk-around costume. There was even a Showbiz Pizza Place van with what looks like a Billy Bob from the Carousel ride they had. At least, that's what I'm assuming it is, otherwise I have no clue where it's from. You can also see in this photo what looks like a little bit of the Showbiz Pizza Place storefront. At least that's what I think it is. This location also received the 1988 remodel and also got the Showbiz Pizza Campground upgrade, which replaced Smitty's Super Service Station. Beginning in 1989, due to a disagreement between Aaron Fechter and Showbiz Pizza, concept unification occurred, in which every Showbiz Pizza place would convert their Rock-afire Explosion band into Munch's Make Believe band. Pineville would be one of the vast majority of locations to undergo this change, and by late 1991, CU conversion was complete. An advertisement for the location's conversion shows a coupon expired on the last day of 1991, so it's assumed the conversion was complete by then due to that. In January of 1993, Adventure Restaurant Corporation shut down the location after just over 10 years of operation. So, what happened to it? Well, Showbiz Pizza Time Inc. acquired the rights to operate the location the same month it closed, and a few weeks later, the location reopened virtually unchanged to how it was before closing. It has remained a corporate-owned store since. An advertisement from the time also shows that this location rebranded from Showbiz Pizza Place to Chuck E. Cheese during this time. This location also received the 1993 remodel around 1995, which included an Obsitron, multiple Platinum CD award posters, the Mount Chuckmore poster, postcard posters, the Cheese guitar sign, the 1993 salad bar, beverage and round Chuck vest signs, the confetti portraits, and other signage. This location also had green and black booths. Couldn't find any photos of the location, but a video does exist that shows some parts of the location, including brief glimpses of the Jasper and Pasquale animatronics during this time. Couldn't find any other videos though, so this is all the video documentation we have, to my knowledge, of this location during this time. At some point in the 2000s, Pineville received an update that removed the Munch Jr. animatronic from the 3-stage and added a toddler zone near the showroom. They also received a game package, which included Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 Pinball, Chucky's Choo Choo, Kitty Coaster, Rockin' Moon Rally, Chatty Chucky, and more. During the 2000s, they also received the 2005 update to the 2003 Cool Chuck configuration, which included newer booths, posters, and purple walls sometime before 2008. A lot of the 90s exterior remained during this time as well, which can be seen from a photo taken in August of 2008. They also had Chuck E. Cheese roll ski balls and animatronic Chuck's tuxedo, though the tuxedo would be removed by 2010 and replaced with Avenger Chuck attire. The only photos I could find from that time shows the 3-stage had received the plastic masks that replaced the latex masks sometime before 2005. Apparently, one of the photos shows Chuck with his tuxedo, but stage right is so dark in the photo that I don't see him at all. Sometime between this era and 2013, PizzaCam was removed and placed in storage underneath stage left. In 2013, the Pineville location would receive the latest significant changes to the overall location. The game package was changed, removing machines such as Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 Pinball and the 90s Chuck E. Cheese roll, and replacing them with simpler arcade games. The 3-stage had Chucky's eyebrows removed as well as his triangular base removed. The purple walls were painted back to white during this time as well. This remodel also came with a store expansion from a former Carmel Commons tenant to the right of the store where games and booths were placed. The exterior also got a major revision, with the entire plaza being repainted, the checkered pattern being removed, and the Cool Chuck signage being replaced with Avenger Chuck. Since then, when it comes to the 3-stage, quite a lot has changed. Between 2021 and 2022, a technician who is also a Chuck E. Cheese fan was hired at the store, who goes by Milton Driveway Signal. He added many details that are one of a kind for any 3-stage, though I'm only going to go over the more major and noticeable ones for this. He gave Chucky new eyebrows, repainted the base of Chucky's star, added a yellow feather boa to Helen, which replaced the black and white one, a keep off stage sign around Chucky's feet, Mr. Munch being both mechanically and cosmetically restored with added strobe lights to his organ and band sign, a custom organ front reading CEC, which, fun fact, is in the style of the one found at the Huntsville, Alabama's 3-stage before it closed, a cosmetic and mechanical repair to Jasper with a new custom shirt pattern design and added fur to his mask, Squally's bass receiving a pink glitter trim, with his arms also being mechanically adjusted so he would have more lively drumming, the reinstating repair of the fiber optic star curtain, the red and white stripes on the wink being removed, which revealed In Pizza We Trust again, exchanging the blue valance with green valance from the Charleston, South Carolina location, Avenger Chuck Ticket Signage being added to some parts of the store again, a garage door motor being added to the center stage curtain track, and a new restored mask for the building animatronic from the Charleston, South Carolina location. The mask had been missing from the Pineville location before this due to the age and deterioration of it. There were also curtains salvaged from the Lynchburg, Virginia location that were used on center stage for a short time before being replaced with store-bought curtains from stage right and stage left. The most important change that came from his arrival was a replica of Munch Jr. being added back to the stage. That brings us to today. As of June 2023, the location has not changed much since then, and the 3-stage is still intact. It is one of 6 remaining 3-stages left in North America as a result of the 2.0 remodel, which replaces the animatronics with a dance floor. The Pineville location is the last three-stage not only in North Carolina, but in the Carolinas in general. It also is apparently the best condition out of the remaining three stages. I went to the location less than a week ago, and they still look and move quite well, from what I could tell. I also recorded a performance of the three-stage, which you can watch in the top right-hand corner if you'd like, which shows them off. I noticed that Munch Jr. never came out of his bucket, or moved at all to my knowledge, even in performances. My assumption is that due to how old the character is, and then them being removed every location except Pineville, they just stopped programming movements for the character, which would make sense. I also saw on Showbiz Pizza Wiki that Pizza Cam may be added back, but he still wasn't there when I went, so I don't know if he'll ever be added. I heard Pineville may be receiving 2.0 at the end of the year, though this isn't confirmed and is subject to change. If this is true, it will likely be the last three-stage left, with the other ones likely to receive 2.0 before then, assuming the remodel's times don't change. Only time will tell when this location receives the remodel. Hopefully they don't, but I doubt they won't get it eventually. I'm hoping the three-stage animatronics will be preserved somehow, though I'm not sure how this will happen with Chucky's policy of destroying all their animatronics. Anyways, there's one more location we need to discuss. The Albemarle Road location opened in November of 1991 as a franchised location. They had the roast stage when they opened, and they still have it to this day. It had the 1988 CU remodel when it opened, though a few years later the logo was replaced with Coach Chuck and removed older 90s decor as well as the sky tubes. This location had no curtains upon opening, but had up and down curtains by 1998. I couldn't find any photos or videos of the location during the 90s, unfortunately. This location was acquired by corporate on December 8th, 1997. Between 2007 and 2008, this location got the 2005 update to the 2003 Cool Chuck reconfiguration, like the Pineville location did. It removed older decor for newer decor and added purple walls. Chuck's tuxedo outfit was replaced with the Avenger outfit in the late 2000s. The only notable change in the 2010s was the addition of eyebrows to the Chuck Cyberamic, which are apparently from Pineville's three-stage Chuck. The TV on the stage was removed at some point before April 2021. As of June 2023, this location has not been remodeled since the 2000s, and the Wink's eye is broken and tilted. This location is also the last to have the road stage style Helen mask, and is one of 6 remaining locations with a road stage. This location's road stage no longer performs, unfortunately, and the animatronics instead use random movements. At least that's what I was told when I visited this location, and whenever a performance would happen, they never did perform. The animatronics themselves seem to move fine, but their cosmetics have definitely seen better days, especially Pasquale's. One of Chuck's eyes seems to not be working either, so he's always giving some strange face if you look at him. I've heard this location may be receiving 2.0 this July, but again, that's not confirmed. It's unfortunate that it's getting remodeled, and even if they're not performing, having animatronics is better than having a dance floor. Overall, Charlotte is an interesting hotspot for rare Chuck E. Cheese stages, with the city having both one of 6 remaining 3 stages and one of 6 remaining road stages. It's a shame that both stages may be gone by the end of 2023, but here's to hoping they either don't get removed or at the very least they get preserved. Unlikely, but still. I hope you all enjoyed this video, as I had to do quite a bit of research in planning to make it. My next video will likely be covering the Chuck E. Cheese locations in Birmingham, Alabama, which have a bit of interesting history about them as well. That video will also have what I believe to be the first public footage of a certain stage from one of the locations back in the 80s. If you're interested in seeing that, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're notified when that video comes out. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.